So in few figures, what is Signify? It's the number one in conventional light, LED lighting also, and connected lighting. Number one in the world. They have more than 77 million connected light points in the world. 6.5 billion euro sales in 2020. They are 100% carbon neutral. And in 2018, so it's quite recent, Philips Lighting becomes Signify. So we have a new, quite recent organization. Very quickly, in terms of strategy, to understand what is Signify before starting with Interact Retail. In terms of vision, they say, and they commit, they want to unlock the potential of light to transform people's life. And I think this is what they do very well. In terms of tools to achieve this vision, they have a very strong innovation portfolio, a lot of partnership, open innovation, and a strong IP portfolio, of course, well used with a good strategy. In terms of, let's say, strategic move, they came from Philips' reputation, so many years with a very strong know-how and technology in different areas, but here in lighting, to a new business. They shift to a new business that Signify as an asset center, and the objective is to offer more than light, definitely. More than light, for example, we have ambience and scene management, Wi-Fi connectivity, indoor positioning, UVC disinfection, so it's very trendy with the coronavirus. Food and animal care also, promotion of product, we'll see that after my presentation. Safety, and also sustainability, so you see a lot of topics which is more than just a question of light. Some figure also, 4.8% of the sales are invested in R&D. They have more than 100 partnerships with universities, but also startups and different companies. So they have a lot of partnerships, a strong IP portfolio, more than 17,000 patents, which is huge. Many application fields, hospitality, hotels, offices, digital industry, public, transport, devices, retail, and hypermarkets. So we will talk to you about this very application field just after. And then they are already a consumer-centric approach, the well-being of people, the environment of people, and your work at home, in the city, the productivity, the customization of your environment. So they are really consumer-centric. So they have a very good strategy. So now let's dig into the Interact Retail in more detail.
Thank you, Mathieu. So regarding our Interact Retail point, so as it has been presented, there are many other addresses about Philips, but here we are more focused on the supermarket, hypermarket, and specialized shops. So still Signify's purpose is to unlock the extraordinary potential of the light for bring brighter lives to users, to customers. For retail, he has developed 4 solutions based on IoT. So the first one, scene management, improves the customer journey. He creates memorable experience. He involves the customer and drive him directly to the product. The second solution is indoor navigation that inputs analytics in the shopping experience and transforms somewhere the way that the the person inside of the store or the supermarket are working. It's another way of guiding the action and the supply and all of the action. The fourth application solution is energy optimization. Energy optimization that save resources through smart dimming scenarios. And the fourth solution offers lighting management and simplify the installation, the use, and the maintenance. Thank you.
Okay, now we, on the next slide, we can see that we was thinking then on the use case and how we can now, a use case related to the retail area, and how we can by light influence maybe the behavior of the customer and even boost the sale activities in a supermarket. So what are their characteristics that this could happen? And one thing would be maybe that we can create an experience, in shopping experience, improve it by light and creating a welcoming environment and wow effect that the customer will maybe say, okay, here I really want to go back to the supermarket. On the other hand, we can maybe catch the attention of the customer to special discount areas by changing the lighting scenes and thereby leads to the customer to buy maybe things even not was thinking on. And on another characteristic could be the maintenance of the food freshness, that we can be able by light to influence the freshness of the food and also the appearance, that it looks nice, that the customer want really to buy it, and that food can be shown more longer time. And when we are now change to the next slide, we will see that Signify was even already doing a pilot study here in a big retail chain, Globus, and they was really analyzing how is the difference when we use a standard uniform light, LED light, in comparison maybe to spotlighting, to then highlight maybe specific products, and they were seeing that they could really realize there a difference, that they say, okay, the customer are stopping 7% more when we are using on specific products, when we use the spotlights. And then even when we apply then a colored light, then we can even improve the sales, yeah, to 6%. And this is quite impressive. And now we will see some patterns that supports this, yeah, let's say this use case.
Okay, so our group has identified a few patents which relate to Interact Retail, and one of which is this US patent on retail space lighting control system and method. So this invention provides a space lighting control system for controlling and arrangement of lighting units for implementing different lighting effects. So this system primarily consists of two main components. So it has a controller and a sensor. And the controller controls the lighting units for implementing different lighting effects, and the sensor for sensing the presence and identity of at least one visitor to or immediately outside the display area of the space, and for determining also the number of visits of the at least one visitor. So a change in the lighting effect is made based on the number of visits of one of the visitors. The sensor can also collect like personalized information. So for example, based on a stored profile, it installed a shop application, loyalty card, or profile in a social network. And based on this information, the system can make a better prediction of the preferences of the shopper. and base the choice of a preset lighting configuration on the profile of the visitor. So this retail space lighting plays a significant role in attracting customers into a retail outlet, as it gives customers an element of surprise generated by the lighting configuration. This, of course, creates memorable experiences and influences customers' behavior, which then translate to sales increase for the store. So all this relate to the scene management concept discussed earlier. Also, this invention provides several other advantages, such as providing a cheaper, more convenient, and efficient way to change the lighting configuration. Since changing lighting configuration can be a very costly and labor-intensive process, so when shops want to change their atmosphere and lights more often, the system described in this patent can be made possible in an automatic, or shall we say predefined way, to avoid the high costs and time needed for manual control. So this relates to the light management and energy optimization concepts discussed earlier. So Natalia will now discuss the second patent, which relates to Interact Retail.
So the other patent our group has identified relates to the freshness of fruits and vegetables. This patent covers a system created to illuminate fruits and vegetables in the food storage facilities. The patent covers two core elements, which are the lamp and the controller, as shown on the picture in the upper right corner. So this lamp can provide two types of illumination. The illumination of different intensity and light color. The first light output provides a more red light spectrum, and the second light output provides more white light. And the controller is designed, of course, for controlling the illumination. It can be configured to apply the illumination in particular sequence during the period of darkness and followed by these two different types of light. So it has been proven that the light intensity and particular light spectrum can have impact on the freshness of fruits and vegetables, helping them to look better and last longer. So as a result, we will have the following benefits. We can see that lighting recipes can enhance the presentation of fresh food by bringing out their true colors, which of course will make them more attractive to the customers. The improvement of lifetime of the products will also increase, help to reduce the food waste, which is also the core benefit for the food storage facilities. And we have also found the other related patent on the lighting of cheese. So we can see that we can assume there are a lot of similar patents supporting this use case. The core element of which is maintaining food freshness. And yeah, so now we would talk about another use case we have developed.
So what we have been considering somehow here is a different use case that we call dynamic emergency exit. Interesting enough, you will find quite some similarities with what Alex presented in a totally different context. Let me maybe first, set the frame to understand where the idea comes from and what are the potential benefits there. Let's be clear, the first mission of a retail shop is really to make money by selling goods, right? And that's what Tobias presented. The other use case for the retail business here, how can we increase sales? Now, that being said, selling is the finality, but I would say a critical license to operate to support this business is for sure safety of customers and personnel. And an important aspect of safety is to be able to deal efficiently with an emergency situation. So in case of a fire alarm or whatever, or you need to exit the shop, you want to make sure you can do that, I would say, first, quickly, as fast as possible. Second, you also want to do it safely. You don't want people to bump in each other and get hurted. So at the end, what you are looking for here, you want to guide people, and you want to guide them so as fast as possible, but also with no panic movement at the same time. And if we look at the system today, yes, we all know, these green signs, exits. In large shops, you might have 5, 10, 15 of them. Not necessarily easy when something happened to find out which one should I pick, which is the closest, which is the one where everybody goes, and which are the ones that are left for me somehow. Especially, it might be some fumes over there, so it's not maybe this tricky. So what we thought is that if we would be able to guide efficiently and with no panic, certainly this would trigger benefits both for the employees themselves, for the end customers, and at the very end for the shop owner. And what we thought is that, look, we have this infrastructure in place where the shop has invested in a very advanced infrastructures where you have the lights, you have also the sensors, as Rudina said, you have some control behind this. How could we, would say, make best use of it to get even more benefit of this infrastructure and leverage this towards the emergency exit? So the idea, I would say, as I said, is really to bring people as quick as possible safely. So certainly for this, we would need analytics that would identify where are the people, what is the flow of the people, and to be able to calculate, okay, for this group of people here, the closest exit in terms of distance is maybe A or B, but at the same time, make sure that you don't send everybody in the same direction and have a crowded road. So not only distance is important, but also, I would say, time on flow. So this system would have mainly would achieve several functions here. First, you would like to indicate the past for a given group of people. So you might have different colors. Maybe this guy would follow the yellow colors. This guy would follow the blue ones. And you could also play maybe with some patterns on the light. Also important, as I said, you want to create a motion. You want to create a good flow to have people leaving as soon as possible, but also with no panic. So certainly you would also like to play with specific colors that would create a peaceful atmosphere while still creating, the speed and the motion. These lights also would be important to localize, to clearly show areas where group A would need to regroup, group B would need to regroup. Important, firefighting systems, for example, you might want to localize them clearly with some light. It could be some flashing light or different colors. Something important we thought about, obviously there are legislation in place here in each and every country. So this system would for sure not replace the mandatory exit signs. This would only be a complement. So now let's consider which are possible IP rights that could be applied here. I mentioned that certainly there would be AI algorithm here to optimize this flow, select the colors to move people. So that we think that a patent would be very well suited there. Trademark would also be something which would be important. We think that, okay, an example like Philips Safe, for example, could be something here. These on I think this trademark could be important both for Philips to promote somehow their product, but also that could be something that the shop itself could use towards its end customers, to gain trust. Okay, I go in a shop which is safer somehow. Design also could also be considered regarding, the pattern, the shape of the light that we would use to show the way out efficiently. Copyright, certainly on the software code. There would be databases here also where we could protect the architecture and the framework with some copyright. Sui generis right could also be used to protect the content of the databases. And yeah, certainly there would be several trade secrets to protect some critical ideas that we don't want to disclose. Thank you.